Hi everyone and welcome to this brand new video. Today I'm finally back, this time with two products as I thought it would be better to review two as these products are a little older, a few weeks old. One of them is going to be Omen, the other one is going to be Push. Let's get started. So guys, for this effect I need a pack of cards, we don't need a joker. And with this effect, instead of doing something pretty standard where you just pick a card, I will do something additional. Instead of having a card selected physically only, I will have you think of a card, one of the spectators. In this case, as I do not have a spectator, let's imagine that one of the spectators thinks of the four of clubs. So please remember that card, don't forget about it. We will go back to it in a moment. But now let's continue with the standard part of the fact, which is you using the cards to pick a card. What I need you to do, pretty simple, cut the cards, look at the card, remember it, I promise I won't look. Cut the cards, take a look at the card, I won't look, put it back together. Now I will try to read your mind. This is something pretty standard, any magician can do, but I'm pretty sure it will be interesting to look. Just imagine your card, the color first, okay? The suit now, that's it. And now the value. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm very quick at it. For the first time, was your card the 10 of clubs? It was? Great, thank you. I mean, it's a pretty good trick. I just read your mind. Okay, I have to admit something. I actually did not read your mind. I knew you would pick the 10 of clubs. I even made a prediction before I even started. It is right under the card mat. And my prediction is really the card you just picked, the 10 of clubs. That makes it better, I believe. But one last thing. I told you that this trick is a very unique trick. I will try something very extraordinary with one card that you are thinking of. You said it was the 4 of clubs. The 4 of clubs. So guys, let's get started with the review of Omen. It comes in this great packaging. It is produced by Alakazam Magic. They do a great job about packaging. Inside of here, you get a deck of playing cards that is gimmicked, and in addition to that, you get your DVD with the instructions on. Just a little thing about the DVD, I have not a big issue with DVDs. I just want, additionally to it, just digital instructions, meaning that you can stream online, as I personally do not have a DVD player and am always in trouble when it is about DVDs because I have to find a DVD player. Other than that, when it is about the content of the instructions, it is standard Alakazam Magic. It is great. You learn everything you need to know. There aren't really questions that are left open. It is like a lecture type of instructions that I really enjoy when watching. It is around 30 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken. It's great, nothing to complain about that. When it comes to the actual gimmicks, it is a fully gimmicked pack of playing cards. However, they don't come really ready out of the box. What I mean by that is, basically you have to make your predictions with your own handwriting on it. So, not a big deal, just do it, let it dry, and you're ready to go with it. It is standard bicycle deck stock, so nothing fishy about that. It is really quality gimmicks that you will be able to use for a very, very long time that I do really, really like. The effect itself is pretty simple to perform. You can really perform it to a single spectator, or of course it is best to perform to multiple spectators, like to two spectators, where you have one spectator to think of a card and the other one to choose a card. Now, whereas the first spectator who thinks of a card really can't think of any card, I can't really suggest you to perform the same effect amongst the same group twice, as the second selection is not really free. So it is perfect to do it just once in a group. They see it, but I don't really think that you can repeat this at the same group because they might see something fishy about it, but I don't really think it's a big deal. I can't really think of any difficult parts of this effect because everything really is pretty simple to do and partly self-working. When you have the first spectator think of a card and the second one select the card, the way you find the second spectator's selected card is pretty simple to do. And also when you are about to reveal the written hidden words on the back of the card, of the thought of card, that's pretty simple too. And I believe it is pretty important to mention that that thought of card is really a random card that has not to be forced, so it can be really any card, which makes it really amazing, in my opinion. So keep that in mind. The reset time with this is also very quick. Once you have shown the cards, you put them back together and then you are ready to go to perform it the second time, hopefully to a different group. So reset time is pretty much instant. Maybe something important to mention for people who perform that not in English. If in your language, when revealing the card, you do not have the word off in it, right? Just two words, like in German, I can guarantee you, you do not have to use the off card. That is the joker that has the off word behind it. It has nothing to do with the trick. It just makes it more visual in English. So don't be afraid of that. You do not have to use the joker for this effect. So keep that in mind if that was something you were wondering about. Also worth mentioning, for the ending of this effect, where you reveal your prediction, you have multiple ways of doing that are taught in the instructions. You learn simple ways, you also learn that envelope version that you saw in the trailer. So you have different methods of doing the prediction effect that you show at the end. So you are left with some versions, which I do really think is great. So all in all, I do really like Omen. Everything that comes in here is great. I would have enjoyed online instructions, of course, but not a big deal. The gimmicks are perfect. I personally think that the method is also very, very secure, so you do not have to worry about something going wrong, which I do really like. So Omen will probably not disappoint you. If you're interested, check it out. But now, let's continue with Push. So guys, before we continue with Push, you might have heard that I have switched my partner for the review show. My new partner is gonna be Mystique Factory. You can check out both products on their website. The link is gonna be in the description box below. And as I'm partnering with them, I can always hook you up with some additional important and useful information about their site. One of which is gonna be that you can get a 5% off code for your next order on Mystique Factory, especially useful when you order big amounts. And the code is gonna be on the screen and in the description box below. Copy that and use it in your next order, which I'm pretty sure you will really like. Also keep in mind, Mystique Factory has headquarters in Europe and in the US, so you can ensure yourself the fastest delivery possible. So check out their website and of course, both products. But now, let's continue with Push. So guys, that was a quick demonstration of what you can do with Push. Now it comes in this very little packaging. You might have noticed, no DVD with this one. You get online instructions for Push. Inside of here you get some gimmicks. They are not pre-made, meaning they come like almost pre-made. You just have to assemble all things together. So some DIY is needed, but not something that will struggle you in any way. So pretty simple to make the gimmick. In the instructions, you learn exactly how to make your own gimmick with this. Once you have your gimmick, you can use it for a pretty long time. There is just a little part that you have to renew after some usage, but not a big deal that is going to cost some money. It is a pretty durable gimmick. I have to say, you saw the demo of this yourself. It is very, very visual. The part of that card really going through the build is so visual. It really fools yourself when you perform it in front of the mirror. It looks very clean, and it is really clean from the spectator's point of view, of course. You just don't want the spectators to stand where you are. They shouldn't look at the card passing through the bill from your point of view. But besides that, your angles are pretty clean. And I really like that motion of that card that penetrated the bill moving inside the bill around and around, and you rip it off. And when you show everything is pretty much clean, and you can't even give out the card for examination after you get rid of the gimmick. One thing, however, that I don't like at all, and I personally did not find a reasoning for that thing in the instructions either, is the fact that you are bending the corner of the card, right? This has, of course, something to do with the secret, but also it is not something that you are trying to hide from the spectator. Once you have them pick a card, you are pretending to bend the corner. But in the instructions, they don't give you a reason why you're doing that. You're just taking the card and you're bending it. But why? That's the thing that is missing in my opinion. Because that bent corner is the corner that is seemingly penetrating the bill. And that bent corner, in my opinion, makes the whole thing a little more impossible. And impossible in a negative way. Because if you have like a bent corner, it is not going to be as resistant as a non-bent corner. When you push it in, it will like bend, right? So it doesn't really make sense how it does not bend inside the bill. You know what I mean? I mean, it has no reason for that. Even if you could really perform the card passing through the bill in real life, I just don't see the point for bending the corner. I don't have a reasoning for doing that, and that is going to prevent me from really doing it. However, I do really love the visuals of it. So if you have an excuse for bending the corner, or if you do not mind about it at all, this is going to be perfect for you because it is very, very visual. With push, the bill is of course non-gimmicked. You are using a regular bill. I can't see any restrictions regarding the material of the bill. Everything will probably work. Of course, it is a little better if you have a bill that is a little bigger. So the bigger your bill, the easier you will be able to perform this. In the instructions, of course, you are not learning only how you can pass the card through the bill, you are also learning how you get to that position. In my opinion, of course, a gimmick is in place, so it is not the cleanest handling. It is just something you can just copy of the instructions or come up with your own handling for it. But it is definitely doable, so it's not just a camera trick that you can't perform in real life. All in all, even though I am not seeing myself performing this in real life, I still really enjoy this. This is very, very visual. You could see it in a demo. This is really, for me at least, enough to perform in front of the camera, even though it could be performed in real life. The issue I see with the bent corner is of course just a personal thing. You might share that opinion, it might not be a problem for you at all, so that's just a thing that you have to consider for yourself, but I personally do like the method and the visuals of push. And that was today's video, guys. Omen and Push. I really enjoyed these products. As I've said before, you can get them at Mystique Factory. The link is in the description box below. So that was it. I really hope to see you next time.